measure ROS, but very few people measure profitable ROS. Operating profit for customer you want to keep, cost per acquisition, conversion rate. I'll ask you one question. I'll give you one example. I was working with one very big hospital. I don't want to tell you the name. I was working with very big hospital, very big. So I had a meeting with the chairman, and in my all wisdom and knowledge, I asked him one question: "What is your budget, sir? What is your budget?" The answer was something insulting. The answer also made me understand I need to ask the right questions. And this was say 6 7 years ago, 5 5 6 years ago. Yeah. The question from the answer from the chairman of that hospital, when I asked him what is your budget, sir, he told me unlimited as long as my ROI is positive. I did not really understand it. It made me look so down on me, so cheap that I asked such a good question. I thought asking your budget, how much budget can you spend, would put me in a great light. But the answer kind of surprised me. He gave me an answer which said, unlimited, Prashant, as long as my ROI is positive. I did not really understand what he meant. He told me literally to use how much money you want to use. You want to spend 1 crore, 2 crore, 3 crore, 5 crore, you just spend. No problem. But try to get me profitable ROAs. And back then, we were only focused on only conversions, clicks, visits, how many people have come. Even today, marketers measure sessions. Even today, marketers measure bounce rate. Even today, marketers measure exit rate. Lot of people, I'm telling you, lot of experienced marketers, they still look at bounce rate as a metric. But bounce rate is such a useless metric. And the reason why I'm saying this is all these numbers can be manipulated. Bounce rate can be manipulated. If my clients tell me, Prashant, I want only 30% bounce rate, I will ask him this question: what is there any problem if I make it 20? Because it isn't in my hand. You want 10 also, I'll get it. If you want 15 also, I'll get it. If your bounce rate is 70, you want 20, I will make it. It is in my hands. So when you talk about numbers, you need to understand numbers can be manipulated. Numbers can be manipulated. That is why when you look at numbers, there's something called false positives. Have you ever heard of this? Lot of marketers just look at numbers, they don't understand the anatomy of those numbers, and they make decisions. But if you go deep, if you do the postmortem, you'll understand those numbers were only false positives. Those numbers were only false negatives. And because I did not have a deeper understanding of my numbers, because I don't measure them, you end up making wrong marketing decisions. You end up making decisions where you spend more money on some marketing channel which you thought were getting you marketing success, but in reality that was not getting you marketing success. You need to understand your conversion rate, you need to understand your average order value. If you don't understand all these things, okay, I'll write more. Top conversion part, time lag, purchase frequency, user retention, I'll tell you about measurement. Normally I want to tell you about measurement. What if I tell you this? What if I tell you, you come to my site, you come to my site, somebody liked my logo very much. Imagine if if a person puts the cursor on this logo, I can still capture that person. And to those people, I can only show one set of ads. I'm saying I'm not showing ads to people that I show to everybody. I'm saying only to those people who come to my website, put the cursor on this logo for 10 seconds. Only to those people I can give them an offer of 50%. I'm just telling you. I am telling you that whatever a user does on your website can be tracked. Whatever a user does on your website can be measured. That is why even before you start marketing, I always say this: know your numbers. Don't know their numbers. Since they are not since they are not aware of the numbers, they don't know how much to spend to acquire one customer. If I don't know, Prashant, if I spend 5,000 rupees, if I'll get one customer, then probably like a random guy, I'll say, today you put 300 rupees budget, tomorrow you put 5,000 rupees budget, tomorrow you put 10,000 rupees budget. Lot of people, I ask questions like this. When I see a budget of 12,000 rupees per day for campaign, I ask them, what made you put 12,000 rupees? Do you have any data to support that? Or you randomly woke up and you thought 12,000 was a good number and you started with 12,000? How did you even come to a point that you decided 1,000 you want to start with? What are you trying to achieve from that 12,000 rupees? How many customers you want? If you can't tell me that, then you don't know your numbers. And when you don't even know your numbers to get one customer, and if that customer, whatever money you get, whether you make profit or loss, if you don't know those numbers, how will you even run in marketing? How will you even define whether your marketing is getting successful or not successful? Whether you should invest more money or not invest? A lot of people don't know what is their operating profit for customer. A lot of people don't know how much of the customer they make they want to keep. How much of lot of people don't even know the maximum CPA of which they can't drive a profitable ROAS. ROAS means return on ad spend. Let me write it here. If you don't know how much you're spending and on top of it, return you're getting after removing all the expenses in the form of labor, expenses in the form of direct cost. Okay, I'll write one more point here. Direct cost. What I'm writing here, I will share the documents with you that will give you a brief idea. Do not worry. Okay, because I want to talk about the main points. Rest of it, I can support this by giving you some documents that will really allow you to start your marketing in the right place, right? So I'm not into helping you understand these formulas and all that you will understand how to calculate. I will give you some examples also. Somebody asked me, Prashant, if you can give us an example, it will be really good. I will give you examples also in the document because I am only asked to share for 1 hour. I want to really emphasize on this. Now, they don't know how much to spend to acquire one customer. Now, can anybody tell me, Prashant, this is the money I can invest one customer? I can invest 500 rupees or 1,000 rupees to get one customer. I will give you one example, guys. Somebody asked me one example. I want to give you one example. Even though I speak, what do you say? One example, I want to really get that into your head. Because I know being an entrepreneur, if you don't know your numbers, you cannot play your bigger game. If you don't know numbers, you cannot scale your ad spend. And I'll write one point here. quick way to scale your business is to find average. Guys, write this. I'm talking from a perfect marketer's point of view. A quick way to scale your business is to find avenues where you can spend more money. Why? You ask me, spend more money? Yes, because money multiplies. When I say money multiplies, spend money, you'll get return on that money. I'll give you one example. I'll give you one, two examples, you'll understand. They don't know how much to acquire to get one customer. I'll give you one example of an eye clinic. Simple eye clinic. Eye hospital, let it be. Right now, I'm not working with hospital industries. I'm working with only enterprise guys with tech solutions or banking segments. But a couple of years back, I used to work extensively with, not extensively, only two, three very big clients, huge investment into ads across the country. So, eye hospital. So, I was speaking to the doctor. I asked him, how much you want to spend to get one customer? He did not give me an answer because he doesn't know. So, he said, how much you think, Prashant? So, I said, I reframed the question like this. Sir, I will get you one of my reference who can get his eye operated for cataract or ICL. How much will you give me? He said, Prashant, I will give you 3,000 rupees. If you give me one patient, I will give you 3,000 rupees as commission. So I understood, okay. So this guy is ready to spend 3,000 rupees to get one customer. He is ready to he ready to spend 3,000 rupees to get one customer, which I call it as CPA. That means how much you are ready to spend to get one acquisition. And this guy, doctor, said, I'll give you 3,000 rupees. So I got my answer. I thought I can spend 3,000 rupees into ad, and if I can get him one customer, also is happy. One customer who gets his eye operated. 3,000 rupees, I thought is decent enough. Wow. I can get it in 2,000. If I can really do right marketing with right strategies, I can definitely get him in 1,500 rupees only. I got the numbers. Right? Now, I asked him more questions. In the process of asking him more questions, I asked him, sir, you should not give me 3,000. So no, he said 3,000. So I said, how much do you charge, sir, for a patient? So Prashant, if this guy is persistent, he asks me consistently for with discount and all. I can do a cataract surgery for 15,000. That's the last price, Prashant. He said I can do it for 15,000 rupees. That's the last price if you ask me consistently. I said, okay, 15,000 you'll charge my friend from my friend and you'll give me 3,000 rupees. So you'll keep 12,000 rupees. Okay. Okay. Wonderful. Then I asked him 12,000 for one eye. Then I said, okay, oh, he's calculating like this 3,000 rupees he pays me, 12,000 rupees is his profit because he's charging a minimum, but he can charge 20,000 also. But if that goes to a point where he really have to do it at 15,000, he'll do it. 15,000. 3,000 to me he gives, 12,000 he keeps. But you know what he does? He makes money. Whenever a customer comes, he asks them to go for the appointment first. That appointment, he has to pay the consultation fee, which is 600 to 700 or 500 rupees. Then he has to go for a first eye checkup, which is a mandatory checkup, which will cost them another 500 rupees. That means a person, even before he pays 15,000 rupees, has to pay 500 for consultation, 500 for the diagnostic test. After the operation is completed, the doctor will advise the patient to come back to the hospital two times. And each time they come, they have to pay 300 rupees to this guy. So 300 rupees plus 500 rupees, 500 rupees, again he is making 1,800 rupees here. And after the operation is completed, the doctor will again prescribe him medicines, and the medicines that apply can only be purchased, or the glasses that can only be purchased through his hospital clinic. Again, he makes a commission there. Now, a person who goes for cataract for one eye will also go for the second eye. That means second eye is completely free for him because he's not going to pay me any money. So and then out of curiosity, I asked doctor, I think you should pay me 6,000 rupees. He said, why I'm making only 15? No, I said, people don't go for one eye. People definitely go for second eye. And as a doctor, you will make sure that he goes for second eye also. And second eye, he pays you another 15,000. That means you're getting 50,000 incremental value. So the reason why he told me 3,000 is because he is not looking at 15,000. He's looking at a much bigger price because he understands the lifetime value of a customer. And he was ready to spend 3,000 rupees to get that 35,000 rupees. But whereas when he's showing me only 15,000 rupees. But the other eye, which he definitely gets, is an incremental profit, which only increases the lifetime value of that customer. And people don't go for one eye to one clinic and one eye to one clinic. No, people who go there, eye operated in one clinic, the second eye also gets operated in the same clinic, and this happens 100% of the time. And then we not only do marketing for them, we even give them solutions like this. Whenever a person comes, automatically gives the email address and the phone number, automatically our marketing automation will start. And then we created one small card which only costed us 30 rupees to give them a card, and a beautiful card that they can take away with them to their homes, and whoever they refer. Now, whenever eye is getting operated in Hyderabad, generally all the relatives will come to the home to see, hey, it's a big operation. Let us go and see them. You generally come because we believe in sentiments and we definitely want to visit them, right? And when those people come, you obviously know you got operated in so and so hospital. And eventually, this is where the topic comes. And it was very good, amazing. And he also gave us a nice policy that any of our extended relatives or family goes to the hospital, they're going to directly charge 50%, only 50%. Why they're doing that? Because they only want to increase the lifetime value of a customer from that one customer. That means they're not making one customer buy more than 3 4 times. That is never going to happen. But they're trying to make sure that they get more repeat business or more referral business from that. So what marketing is doing, marketing is not only running campaigns and driving sales. Marketing is going right into their business model, redefining the way the whole approach should be redefined. I'll give you one more example. Imagine, I'm just give an example. Imagine I am paying, let's say, imagine I'm paying 50 rupees per click. I need to get 10 clicks to get one conversion. That means not every click will eventually turn up into customer. So I say, Prashant, I need 10 clicks to at least get one customer. And when I say 10 clicks, I'm talking about the right clicks. And it's an inability of an advertiser who says, Prashant, 10 clicks, how is it possible? No, it is possible when you can do it the right way. Does not work for every business model. It depends on business model to business model. But I am saying, assuming a conversion rate of 10%. That means from every 10 people who visit my site, one person buys. And each person who's clicking on my ad, I pay 50 rupees. How many clicks I need to get? I need to get 10 clicks to get one conversion. And each conversion, imagine, pays me 12,000 rupees. Just imagine. Every customer who comes and buys service from me or takes my service, they pay me 12,000 rupees. But to get that one customer, I have to spend 10 clicks. I have to get 10 clicks, and each click is costing me 500. So how much cost? Cost is equal to 50 rupees into 10 clicks, which is 500 rupees. That means I have to spend. Now, when I know these reports, I can't randomly go and say, Prashant, spend 200 rupees to get one customer. When your data is telling you unless you spend 500 rupees, you'll not get one customer, then how in the world you say you put 200 rupees? If you put 200 rupees, neither your ads will run. Even if they run, you'll not get one customer. Because the minimum amount that you need to spend to get one customer is 500 here. I'm trying to give you some examples. How different metrics in different way appear. False positives and false negatives. I have to spend 500 rupees to get one customer. Each customer is giving me 12,000 rupees. So what is the profit? Tell me what is the profit, guys? 500 rupees here gone. Or let me say like this here, I'll put 100 rupees per click. So I have to spend how much money? 1000 rupees to get one customer. Profit is equal to how much? From this 12,000 rupees, I'm just removing this 1000. I'm expecting that you don't have any other expenses. You're not buying from somebody and then selling to someone else. Imagine it is a service that somebody comes and takes your consultation and they pay 12,000 rupees, right? And my investment is 1000 rupees. So what is the profit I'm getting? I'm leaving all the other expenses because I assume there's no expenses. If you want, you can exclude them also. So I'm saying, okay, let me make it easy for you. Prashant, I need 20 clicks to get one customer. 20 clicks. So I'll say, Prashant, 2000 rupees you need to spend. So this will at least appear, right, rather than taking any numbers. Prashant, I need to get 20 clicks. If only I get 20 clicks, I get one customer. That is called conversion rate. And each click you're paying how much rupee? You're paying 100 rupees per click. So 100 into 20 is 2000 rupees. Prashant, I have to spend 2000 rupees to get one customer. So profit is 10,000 minus 2000, which is 10,000, which is my profit. If you have any other operating cost of a customer, if you have to remove any direct cost, you can remove it. That means if I spend 2000 rupees, I get 10,000 rupees. Lot of people think like this. If I spend money into ads, every marketer or every business owner, they think if I'm spending money into advertisement, I'm losing money. The problem is they don't know they're losing money. So they know they're losing money because they don't know their numbers. Had they, or where they know their numbers, if they were to know their numbers, if they were to know their numbers, they will always say, Prashant, I am not losing money. I am in fact getting money. For every 2000 rupees I spend into Google ads or Facebook ads, I'm getting one customer, and the value of the customer is 12,000 and the profit is 10,000. And when I don't these numbers, what I will do, I will try to spend more 2000 rupees. I will tell you how much you're spending for each click here. 100 rupees. How much you're spending for each click? 100 rupees. And you need 20 clicks to get one customer. So profit is 12,000 minus 2000, which is 10,000. Now, guys, listen very carefully. This 10,000 rupees are a result of, lot of people think like this. Prashant, this 10,000 rupees are a result of one customer. No, they are a result of 20 clicks. They are a result of profit for each click is how much, 10,000 divided by 20, how much? Now, when you look at it from this point, whenever you get a click, you were earlier thinking, Prashant, I'm losing 100 rupees. But when you do calculate all the numbers, you will realize that every click is getting you 500 rupees profit. When you look at it this way, you don't see 100 rupees, you're losing money. No, when you get a click, no. Whenever you get a click, you are getting 500 rupees extra. And when you know this 500 rupees extra is good enough and you are running your business in profitable ROS, you'll be more than happy to spend more money into clicks. Because a lot of people only think when I get a click I'm losing 170 rupees, when I get a click I'm losing 100 rupees, when I get a click I'm losing 200 rupees. No, 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 no. When you are spending 100 rupees, you're not losing 100 rupees, you are in fact getting 500 rupees. Why? 20 clicks you need to get one customer, and that customer is paying 12,000 rupees and the profit is 10,000 rupees, and that 10,000 rupees is a result of 20 clicks. So profit for each click is 10,000 by 20 is 500. That means for every click you get, you are getting 500 rupees in return. And when you know these numbers, you will not shy away from spending more money, because you know every incremental click you get incremental 500 rupees. Are you with me? Because you know for a you know for a certain surety, you know for a certain assurance that, Prashant, when this happens, this is more likely to happen. When I get 20 clicks, one customer is likely to convert. This in mathematics is also called cause and effect relationship. Why people why people don't, or why people without any degree of confidence say, Prashant, when this happens, this is more likely to happen. They can't say this because they don't know their numbers. If you know your numbers, you know, Prashant, when this happens, this is likely to happen. That means you understand the cause and effect relationship. When you understand the cause and effect relationship, you'll spend more money into advertising. And when you spend more money into advertising, remember, you will get more money, because ultimately the quick way to increase your business is to spend more money. So people don't understand cause and effect relationship. The reason why they don't understand cause and effect relationship is because they don't know their numbers. They don't know their numbers because they don't ask right questions. They don't ask right questions because they are afraid of maths and stats. If only you understand the cause and effect relationship, what happens, you will spend more money on ads only when you know cause and effect relationship. Only when you know cause and effect relationship. When will you know cause and effect relationship? When you know your numbers. If you don't know your numbers, you don't understand cause and effect relationship. But what is the reason that you don't know your numbers? Because you don't ask the right questions. And if you don't ask the right questions, why don't you ask the right questions? Because you don't understand the math and stat. So marketing is all mathematics and statistics at one point in time. Because if you don't know your numbers, if you don't know what's happening, how you can really go break it open, understand what's working, what's not working. See, from the top level view, if I look at India, it looks, oh my god, it's like nice, proper country. But if I dive deep, there's so many segments in it. There's so many states. If I dive deep, again there's so many borders. Again, if I dive deep, there's so many borders. India is working for me, but in India there might be some countries, some cities that may not be working, and some states that might not be working. But when you look at it from the topographic view, which is the top level view, you always make wrong decisions. And if you want to dive deeper and deeper, the data becomes more clear and more clear. And only those people who understand their data, understand their numbers, eventually end up succeeding in marketing because they spend more money. They don't have more fear. So I'll write one more point.
Uh,
Why you?
Mr. Prashant,
Yes.
sorry to interrupt you. So we're looking for some questionnaire because looking to wind up this session. It was like
And one thing I want to finish off. I will
sure,
share the documents. I will share all the questionnaires. I have 8 documents. I'll share them with you.
perfect.
Because you're all entrepreneurs, make sure that you write answers to all of them, and then only think about marketing. Because if you don't know, you'll always end up making wrong marketing decisions, or your marketing will never ask you the right questions. And if you don't ask the right questions, your marketing will never be successful. I will share them. So, see, this is just a glimpse, this is just an introduction. Rest of it, whatever I taught, you will get in the form of PDF documents or Word document. I'll share them to you, Raj. Getting me? And again, one final thing. I did not speak about brand strategy because it's all debatable. Nobody has the right strategy to say this is how it should be done. No, every business is different. It all depends on the numbers. It all depends on what their customers are and what's the conversion rate. Some people say, Prashant, I don't have so much of budget. My customer itself gives me so less money, so I've not been in a position to do so much of stuff, which is costing me so much because the operating customer cost is very high. My profit margin will decrease. If my profit margin will decrease, then I probably will not be able to invest much money into advertising. One last point I'll say: people who spend more money on ads, why they spend more money on ads? They
To
don't
gain the customer.
fear of no, they don't fear of losing money anymore. A lot of people don't spend money into ads because they always have a fear of losing money. The reason they have fear of losing money is because they don't spend more. That is why they didn't spend more. Why they don't spend more? Because they don't understand cause and effect relationship. Why they don't understand cause and effect relationship? Because they don't know their numbers. Why they don't know their numbers? Because they don't ask the right questions. Why they don't ask the right questions? Because they don't understand the math and stat. Are you getting me? So whatever I'm going to share with the documents, you'll have all these things. You don't fear of losing money anymore. You'll spend more money in ads. You'll spend more money because you understand cause and effect relationship, because you know with surety, with confidence, when this happens, this is likely to happen. I can tell you in my case, Prashant, for every 7,000 rupees I spend in ads, I will get 1 lakh rupees. For every 7,000 rupees that I spend in ads, I'll get 1 lakh rupees. I know with a degree of confidence, because I know cause and effect. That is why I spend more money in ads. The moment I spend more money in ads, that means what? I don't have any fear of losing money. And when I don't have any fear of losing money, I'm trying to find more avenues where I can spend more money. And my money multiplies and my money only grows. Yeah, yeah. You have any questions?
Yeah, a couple of people have started asking about CTR, click to rate.
Mhm.
Would it be great if you can share some insights about that?
1 second. 1 moment. Peop-
I already asked to you, how can you get the packers, identify the packers?
Sorry, your voice is not.
Sir, I already asked to you, how did we can identify the fake persons, buyers or sellers or customers? How did we can identify it?
Sir, kindly keep the microphone a bit away from your mouth. It's a bit.
I'm really sorry. I could not understand.
Sir, how did we can identify the packers of customers, sir?
Uh, I I'm sorry, sir. Can somebody can somebody
How can we identify the?
You can
Can
Fact
somebody
persons,
identify
fact
the
persons, fact persons, sir.
factors of customers?
Fact, wrong persons.
fake customer. In line, how should we identify a customer is real one or fake?
Yes, yes.
see, generally that is where the ad tech technology is so good. That is where, see, I always feel this after I quit Google, right? I used to think Google was the biggest company, and it's my life's dream to work with such a company as an on-roll employee, right? Majority of the people who work in Google are vendors, but getting from that point. But when I came out, I thought I really understood that Google's technology is very, very less. There are bigger people in the game who are having bigger technology than Google, right? There are so much of technology, so much of technology that can help you reach. See, I'll tell you, sir, what I always speak when I say what is marketing. I always say this: marketing is all about reaching the right people at the right time, at the right place, on the right device, on the right website, on the right location, with the right message. And all of these things can be made possible with the technology that we have available today. You don't have to worry about whether it's going to buy from you or not buy from you. You know your numbers. What you know, when I spend this much, I am likely to get this much. If you can only understand that, and next thing, if you know I'm spending this much, I will get this much, then you understand which channels are more important for you. Then you understand how two channels work together to drive a customer. Getting me right? And then you understand what message is working. Oh my god, this is very, very big, but you don't have to worry. That is not your ambit. That is the technology that will take care of that. You can't do anything if somebody is trying to fake around. Somebody's saying, see, I tell my friends, hey, you click on their ads. If the ad is served to them, that is the idiot. That there's something wrong with the marketing. That is not in my control. I'm not saying, hey, show my ad to this guy called Prashant. That's only in email marketing. If you have an email and say, write an email to that guy. But apart from that, you don't have control. It's only about the ad tech technology that we employ, maybe on the website or on the app, in terms of measurement or tracking. We understand, yes, this guy is likely to be my customer. And so much of machine learning, so much of machine learning. In fact, Google is coming up with new update. They say in next 7 days, these are the people who are likely to be your customers. In next 7 days, these are the people who came to your website are likely to be your customers. Likely to be your customers. Likely, most likely to be your customers. That much of data is available. Why? Because everything that you do on the website can be tracked, and the more data, the more analysis, and so many trends can be formed. You can create a trend and understand who's that very customer who's following that trend, and you can show ads only to those people, and to those people only you can create a story, and you can try and establish that connection, give them an offer, bring them, and if they don't buy, again retarget them. There's so much of stuff that can be done, and all of this can be done with very very less investment also. All this technology, I'm saying, you don't have to go buy tools. If you are a good programmer, you can do it yourself. I mean, I know I may not expect you people to do it, but I'm saying a good entrepreneur is good with marketing and programming can do it at a very cheaper cost than you going and buying a tool. There's so many tools available, so many tools available, which can let you track whatever you want to track for free of cost. But it's just that you need to know what and everything. Then only you can understand, Prashant, I want to track this. What if I tell you there is one? Can you see my screen?
Yeah, it is visible.
You can, just to add, it might help you with this. There's something called true social metrics. A lot of people only focus on shares and all this thing. No, but there is so much more in social media when it comes to numbers. And this is one company which will help you go deeper and deeper with numbers. You can find something called applause rate, amplification rate, conversation rate, not conversion rate. If you work with big companies, they don't focus only on paid media marketing. They also focus so much on the content. And how do I know my content is doing real rounds? How will I know my content is really resonating with my audience and my audience are really loving my content? You cannot amplify your message or your content only by putting money. You have to post content that will really resonate. But how will you know whether you're resonating with audience or not? So there are some competitive intelligence tools, competitive analytics tools, and one of them is true social metrics. There's one yeah, Zuko. There's one tool called Zuko. If you're working in a website, if you're working with a website where you majorly focus on subscriptions and registrations, there is a company which is only going to give you analytics about the forms. Analytics only about the form, not about the website behavior, website users. No, no, no. Only about the form. I'll for example, how do I tell you? Wait, I'll show you. Where's my site? Where's my site? There, my site. Come on. Yeah. Now see, guys. I'll just show you. Just to show you. When people come to my website and they select this option, I'm a business. I am a business owner. I can even capture this information and I can show ads only to those people. Whoever are business owners should see separate ads. Whoever said I am a CEO, they should see my different ads with a different message. I can even capture this information. I can show ads to you based on what you have selected on my form. I can know how many people have started filling the application here, and dropped. How many people have filled the application till here and dropped. I want to know which field is dropping more people. How many people started? How many people finished? If people have dropped, where they dropped? Did they drop here? Did they drop here? I can even track how much of time you spend on each field. I don't want to do more than 10 seconds, 15 seconds. If it is taking more than 15 seconds, maybe I'll probably redefine my form or reinvent my form or remove the whole field because I don't want any obstruction between the person who comes and starts filling the form till the time he fills the form. There is this company who gives their technology, and that technology something is called so many are there. I use something called Harvest also. I use something called Harvest. I extensively use because I'm so concerned about my time. What this does, this will tell me, Prashant, in 16 hours, what I read, how much of time, where, what content I read. I can go track. Social media, I'm tracking it. So I say, Prashant, 16 hours, last 16 hours, 5.5 hours I was on social media, 2.5 hours I was on Google Ads, 2 hours I was on analytics. Because I even want to gauge my learning level, my knowledge level also. So many tools, and you don't have to pay. They're all cheap. They're all cheap, and you can do it without investment also, provided you have somebody who can create that same solution and give it to you as a quick fix. And all these numbers, no clicks, impressions, they're all basic numbers, all low, mediocre, rookie marketers focus on. When it comes at the higher level, those numbers don't even matter. They talk about numbers that people don't even hear, don't even know about. So, but anyways, I'm going to send those documents now. So you'll have some great idea about what I'm really talking about. That will be more about the questions, and I'll give you some, examples as part of case studies or whatever. So you can really spend time. See, one thing as an entrepreneur myself, the more you read, the more you grow. And I want to give you material so you can really learn. So it is not something that I'm really getting you excited. No, I only want to tell you the true story that at one point in time you'll reach four corners just because your marketing was not adding value to your business or your product. Your marketing has to help you ask more questions and more questions. Remember, if you don't ask enough questions, you will not get the right answer. Yeah. Any other questions? Any other questions?
Hey Prashant, sure.
Hi.
I'm sorry I might have to interrupt you. I'm just running for a different meeting. Prashant, really great insights. I'm truly amazed by the tools and information that you have shared. Tracking the marketing that you have done is the key to success for larger organizations. And to start with, a really good presentation, Prashant. Also, the team manage. Thanks for being in this session. Trying to learn new things. Before I leave, I just want to address three questions that I have sorted out from the comment section before I leave, if that helps, if that's okay.
Yes, please.
So there's one question from the person, I'm sorry, I didn't get the name. When market price is 100 rupees per kg, and if we sell for 50 rupees per kg, is that a good marketing? Right. So my question to you is, do you want to be a brand or an onion seller? If I am selling vegetables and fruits, I don't want to be recognized as vegetables and fruit seller, but as a brand organic garden or polymeras. When I'm selling a reason to buy, what I'm selling is a reason to buy and not the actual product. So if you are someone who is thinking about marketing in terms of giving out discounts, I wouldn't recommend that in the initial years. Yes, it will give you the return of investment or the much needed rotation of money, but you're killing your own brand. Also, I don't want to be a milkman. I want to be a brand Amul, right? So that's how you go. And the second question that I have is from Ashwini Madali. Can we take logo from brand crowd or should we develop it? See, when you're talking about, see, a lot of brands, what happens is in the initial stages, because I do basis have an idea. Next logical step is to create logo. So typically done. I don't recommend once you have an idea to directly go and build your logo. If you're doing that, you're representing your taste into the logo that is the representative aspect of your brand. What we do, or what typically ideas do to get the correct representation, is to have a brand strategy document in place, wherein you're creating mood boards, wherein you're creating a market place for you, creating the triads, and then you create a document called stylescape, which is a language that a designer speaks. When you directly approach a designer to create a logo for you, you're only going to get what the designer likes. He's only seeing the aesthetic side of things, right? So his language is a document called mood board or stylescape, and that's how a brand strategy will help you get the correct logo for your business. And third and the last question that I have here is how to get more engagement on content posted on Facebook and LinkedIn for a chemical-free farming business model. This particular question is from Saral Keti Prerna. Prerna, you are spot on. You are a chemical-free farming business. Tell us more about that on social media. what could chemicals do to us, show us some real videos of what you do on a daily basis, build a 3-minute show that you can post it. And the reason for us to come and see it is not to buy your product, but to see what impact does it make to have a chemical free product consumed by the customers. Obviously, with the right tools, as Prashant mentioned, combine these two together, I think you can get that return of investment that you're putting on social platforms. So that's all I have, the questions that I wanted to address. Over to the host.
Thank you for the insights as well as the questions answered. If Mr. Prashant is okay to take one more question, then we can go ahead. Mr. Prashant? All right. I think Mr. Prashant is not there. Okay.
No, I'm available. I was another call.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, somebody asked me to share the documents. I will do that by the end of the day. I have other couple of meetings to attend. I will do that maybe the end of the day to Yuvraj. And
So,
if possible, maybe if I find time, I'm not assuring you though. If I find time, I'll give you a list of all the tools that I generally use, which you can also use free of cost, which are mostly cheap or something at the throwaway price. So which will only going to enhance you with the right data collection techniques or right data. And yeah, finally you can have more data and analyze more when you ask right questions.
okay.
Yeah, Mr.
There's a
Kausik, you can follow up with Prasant. Kindly get the things all, and once you promised, you need to deliver to all 140 or 50 emails.
Sure,
It
sir.
should go today only. If once
Sure,
you get, kindly send. You get the time of Prasant. Somehow get whatever documents you
sure, sir.
promised. Kindly send. Kausik, you follow up.
Sure, sir.
Kindly remind Mr. Prasant. You get the documents. Okay.
So, one question, like Mr. from Dr. Narendra Kumar. So he's asking like how the data of the customer is tracked by the admin or on your side when he points the cursor on the website logo or any kind of a text area or a text box.
See, it does not talk about the PII, personally identifiable information. It does not talk about the user's data. It's only to do mainly with the user behavior, and we show them ads based on their behavior. Majority of the ads that you see on the internet is based on your behavior. It is not based on the ID and the name and the phone number. If you only talk about the ID and the phone number, that yes, you can do it, but there's a different sort of marketing. If you want to do mostly with email, you probably need an email. And again, when it comes to GDPR, it's very, very strict. But most of the ads that you see on the internet is only based on the behavior, not based on the contact information that this guy is Satish and you show ads only to Satish. That's mainly possible only with SMS marketing or email marketing, or some of them through Google Ads and Facebook ads, but at a very strict level because all the data needs to be hashed. We're living in a private world, but we do it in open. It's like everybody entertainment is private. You watch it in private, but it's in public domain.
Okay, fine. Any insights on ROAS, if you can elaborate on that?
ROS is nothing but return on ad spend. How much money you spend into Google Ads and how much of that money got you in return. If
Okay.
ROS is not high, then probably you're not making more money. For example, I'll tell you, for every 1 rupee I invest, I have to get 5 rupees in return. If I'm not getting 5 rupees in return, then my business is not making profit. Not making profit, forget. You will not be in business after 2 months. Why? If you spend 1 rupee, if you get 5 rupees extra, from those 5 rupees you have to pay to your employees, manage the expenses, direct cost, profit for operating profit per customer you want to keep, operating profit per customer is there, and finally you run in losses. So you need to understand, if I spend this much I have to get. If you don't know that, then what sort of marketing you'll do? You don't even know your numbers, you don't even know your target.
Okay. And most of the startups are agri-based, I guess, and their idea is to work on the core product thing. So, how do you suggest to the startups, like if they are supposed to work full time on a digital marketing thing or focus on their product idea and parallelly outsource that? How do you leverage that? Hello.
Sorry, come again.
Yeah, most of the startups are basically related to the agri and allied sectors, right? So their thought of process, I think they would want to focus on their product or the core part of their idea. So what is the suggestion from your side if they really need to
Irrespective,
put to?
irrespective, whenever you say your business, there is some cost that you have to bear to create the product, and there's some cost that you'd have to bear when it comes to advertising and marketing, and there's some cost that you would get in return. And the cost that you get in return is not higher than your spend, then probably you're not running a successful product, or your product is not getting you profit, or your business is not a profitable business. Sometimes you have a business, but that business is not itself is a profitable business, so in that case nothing can happen. So that is why there are too many things. A lot of people create a product, and that product is not a sellable product, and they want marketing to do the work. That is never going to happen. In those cases, marketing will give you questions, get there, you have to go back and redefine your product, right? So at the end of it, the approach, the strategy will change, but the numbers and the measures, the measurement, the KPIs, more or less, they all follow the same, platform, or same, what do you say, uh, same structure.
Also, Kaushik, I just want to add one more point on what Prashant has already mentioned. Um, One of the questions was how to hire best candidates for our startups, or whether they have to do it themselves or whether they have to outsource it. Definitely, there's a cost to bear. You ought to do it in order to get there. What I recommend to startups that come to me is not to directly hire a digital marketing agency or a branding agency, but to have a partner on board who is a brand manager, who has an idea of video production, who has an idea of basic audio production, digital marketing, so that you can communicate with them. So much of the time of an entrepreneur is spent, if spent on digital, it is going to take the majority of your time. The return of investment wouldn't be the same, right? So hire someone who has a basic understanding of what all are there to do on digital. At least the mere understanding would help you get there to talk to people who are experts in that field and don't take much of your time. So brand manager is the way to go. All the technology companies outside India, after CEO, the next immediate person who talks with both right side and left side team of things, that is designers and marketers, is are someone who are called brand managers. The best bet is to have a brand manager than a marketer in your team if you're a startup.
All right. Thank you for the thoughts and your expertise shared by you. It was a great session. And we will be closing the session right now. And thank you all, everyone, to be on board. I'll see you on the next Friday for the upcoming webinar.
One more question.
Uh, you can post your questions in the chat box. We would prepare a kind of a questionnaire and keep it in the website.
No, it is because of Saturday webinar series, because Deval is coming. You are preponing, is it not? Kindly inform, no, Kausik.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So basically, as I said, November 14th is Diwali, and we will be organizing the same webinar. I mean, the webinar series on November 13th. That is 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Indian Standard Time, and we'll be updating on social media as well as for the registration. I mean, registered individuals, you'll get the emails too. And thank you, one and all, for attending this webinar.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.